Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So here we're going to do a complete walkthrough and breakthrough of the 2016 KS2 Maths SATS exam, and this is paper 1, the arithmetic one. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to jump straight in, okay? So make sure you fill out all the necessary details. This will be in your paper, and just relax and check it out. So one thing to do is always read the instructions. So it says here that you may not use a calculator to answer any of these questions. So this is purely mental arithmetic, guys. And you only got 30 minutes to do this. And make sure all your answers are inside the blue box, inside the major box. Okay, so the rest of this is just the same information. Marks. In this test, long division and long multiplication are worth 2 marks each. So definitely keep note of that. Otherwise, if you're able to get the answer in one go, you get 2 marks for a correct answer. If you're extremely confident, but I still recommend that you try and get 1 mark for showing you're working out. Everything else is 1 mark. Now, other than that, let's go right into the test. Okay, number 1, 987 add 100. So here they want us to add one single hundreds to the 900. So that's how it works. You always pair them up. So 100 plus 900 give you 10 hundreds. So you can just say 10. Then you copy the next 2 digits. 87. So it's 1087. Okay, number 2. 46 add 304. Well, to make your life easy, just set up as a column so to avoid mistakes. You could do the line method or other methods, but I'm going to do it this way. So 4 add 6 gives you 10, so 0 and carry the 1. 1 add nothing is 1. Add 4 is 5, and then drop the 3. So 350. Good. Number 3. So 326 divided by 1. So anything divided by 1 is always itself. So this seems to always come up, guys. Yeah. So always remember, anything divided by 1 is always itself. Okay, good. 468 take away 9. So to make your life easy, set up as a column, because you have plenty of time to solve this. You could do it mentally, but always good practice. So 8, you can't take away 9 because it's smaller. So borrow from its neighbor 6. This becomes a 5 and give him the 1. So now you got 18 take away 9, which is 9. 5 take away nothing is 5, and then 4. So 459. So I'm basically doing the safe methods here, which is the long working out. You could do it mentally. It's like take away 10, then add 1. Works as well. But yeah, this is fine. So something equals 936 plus 285. So this isn't a trick question, guys. They literally want you to add up these numbers to give you the original number. So the safest way again is the column method. So write the 2 numbers one after each other and make sure they're always lined up properly. So 6 add 8 is 14, carry the 1. 1 add 3 is 4. 4 add 8 is 12, carry the 1. 1 add 9 is 10, add 2 is 12. No more numbers, so just write 12 here. And that's it. So it's 1224. Okay, let's check. Good. Next one, 6. 95 divided by 5. So how many 5s go into 95? Well, if you're not sure, use the bus stop method. Okay, so how many 5s go into 9? Well, it goes once, a remainder 4. How many 5s go into 45? Well, it should be 9. So you should know 5 times 9 is 45. And voila, your answer is 19. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is definitely, you have to use, what's it called? Long addition. So you have to do the column method. So write down the whole set of digits all carefully. Always do the biggest first and line up carefully numbers. See, they put commas to indicate where they are. So 643 goes here, so it'll be 7,643, and then you add them up. 4 add 3 is 7. 9 add 4 is 13, carry the 1. 1 and 9 make 10, add 6 is 16, carry the 1. 1 and 9 makes 10, add 7 is 17, carry the 1, and 1 and 8 makes 9. So your answer is 97,637. Always put the comma, guys, because it makes the work look so much neater and everything. Okay, let's move on to the next one. 435 take away 30. So same thing applies, but in this case, it's easy. You got 3 tens take away 3 tens, so this will just be 0. So you'll be left with 405. Otherwise, use the subtraction method, and then take away is normal. 5 take away nothing is 5. 3 take away 3 is nothing, and 4. Okay, here we are, number 9. So we've got 96 divided by 4. Okay, so we're going to use the bus stop method here. So put 4 outside and 96 inside the bus. So how many 4s go into 9? Well, we know it goes twice with one remainder. How many 4s go into 16? Well, this goes 4 times perfectly. So the answer is 24. Alright, let's move on. Okay, so here we have 879 times 3, guys. So far, if you're following this video, then you're doing really well, so keep at it. Now, all you have to do here is 2 methods. One, you could just use long multiplication, just make your life easy, or you can times it head on. I'm going to use long multiplication because it just saves a lot of time. So we can say 3 times 9 is 27, so put 7 and carry the 2. 3 times 2 is 21, add 2 is 23, so 3 and 2. 3 times 8 is 24, add 2 will give us 26. Easy, 2,637. The other way you could have done is do 3 times 8, which is 2,400, so you can say 2,400, plus 3 times 7 is 21, so 2110, so 210. So the 10s just means the extra zeros, and 3 times 9 is 27. Then you just add them up, but this doesn't look quick actually, you know. This is one way you could do it, and then add them up using the column addition. But let's move on. Number 11, 71 times 8. I'm going to do the same method here. Just do long multiplication because it just seems faster. 8 times 1 is 8, and then 8 times 7 should give us 56. Straightforward. Okay. 50 times 70. Simple trick here. Because you got zeros, just do 5 times 7 is 35, and add up the 2 zeros, so you got 3,500. Number 13, 100 times 412. Again, you got 2 zeros, so you just do 412 times 1, which is 412, and then add the 2 zeros. So it'll be 41,200. Okay, here we are, something new, so decimals. So we got 3.005 plus 6.12. The most important thing is that these two, 3 and 6, represent whole numbers, so you must line them up properly. So 3 and 6, and always put the points in the right place. Now you copy the rest of the digits, so you're going to have 0, 0, 5, and you're going to have 1, 2. Then you just add them up. If you got any blanks, just put a 0. So 5 add nothing is 5, nothing add 2 is 2, 1, and 3 and 6 make 9. Straight. It's really, this is dead easy. Just have a go at this. Pause this video and practice this question again and see how you do. Easy. So again, another case of bus stop method. So 3 into 486. Easy stuff. How many 3s going to fall? 1, remainder 1. How many 3s into 18? That should give us 6. 6 times 3 is 18. And how many 3s going to 6? Twice. So 162. Ooh. Next one, 15.98 plus 26.314, guys. Again, you got the whole numbers here, 15 and 26, so line them up. I'm going to put the bigger number first because it just looks better. So 26.314, and I'll make sure the 15 and the points are lined up. Then you copy the rest of the digits, 9, 8. And then, of course, if there's any blanks, put a 0. Now, do your simple addition. So your 4 add nothing is 4, 1 and 8 make 9, 3 and 9 make 12, so 2 carry the 1. Always line up the points. 1 and 5 make 6, add 6 is 12. And then these 3 numbers make 4. That's it. So it'll be 42.294. Alright, now, so far I think we're halfway now, so keep at it. Okay guys, here we are, question 17. So now we're going to do 125.4, take away another decimal number, 72.3. So just like always put the numbers one below each other, so 125.48. So make sure you line up the points, yeah? So you got 72, which is of course here, because you got to line up the tens, units, and hundreds. And then you just put in the 3 in the right order. Any blanks, just put a 0. You can even put 0 here, but that's fine. Now, this time we're going to be subtracting everything. So, let's have a go. So, 8 take away nothing is 8. 4 take away 3 is 1. That's easy. 5 take away 2 is 3. 2 take away 7 you can't do, so borrow off the 1. So, it'll be 12 take away 7 is 5. And that's it. So it's 53.18. Or 1A, I should say. Okay, not bad. Okay, number 18. So this is kind of one of my favorites. And you have to kind of spot a little trick here. So when you take away a number like this, 11,999, that's pretty much like saying 20,000 and going one back. So what you could do, 12,000 going one back. So you could take away 12,000 first. And then once you do that, just add 1 to it. Because you take away 12,000 and then add 1 will give you back to this number. Okay. So, and this, in my opinion, is easy. Because take away 12 from the correct place value, which is here 22, this will just give you a 10 here. So it will be 110,000. Then you copy the rest of the digits. Now all you want to do is just add 1 unit. So add 1 unit to 6, you get a 7. So your answer will be 110,457. Easy. I mean, you could just do long subtraction, but then trust me, you do not want to do that. You're going to do so much borrowing and you get fed up. So try this method and see if it works for you guys. Now let's move on. Okay, here we are, guys. So question 19. So now they want us to find 3 squared plus 10. Okay, so this is easy because we should know that 3 squared just equals 9. How do you know that? The 2 here represents with multiplying 3 by itself twice. So it means 3 times 3. If the question said 4 squared, this means 4 times 4. If it says something different like 5 cubed with 3, this means you multiply the 5 times 3 times in a row, so 5 times 5 times 5. Anyway, back to the question. 3 squared is 9. 9 plus 10 is 19. Easy. Question 20. 0.9 divided by 10. Okay. So all you have to do is realize that when you're dividing by 10 or 100, you're just shrinking the number by moving the decimal place across. So this means dividing by 10, you move it one place. So 0.9 becomes 0.09. If you had to divide this number by 100, you just move it back twice. So you shrink it twice. So it'll be 0.009. So we see how the pattern goes. Okay? In this case, the answer is going to be this one. 0.9. Alright, so 21. 4 take away 1.15. Now all you have to do is realize that you're doing a whole number, take away another whole number with a decimal. So the first thing I want you guys to do is to line up the whole numbers and then copy out the decimal underneath. So if it doesn't have a decimal top, you just put out zeros, because 4.00 is the same as 4. Now go ahead and subtract, guys. So nothing take away 5 is what you can't do. So you have to borrow from nothing. You cannot borrow, so you need to borrow from the very first number, the 4. Borrow from 4, this becomes a 3. Pass to the next number, so this is now a 10. Borrow from 10, that becomes a 9, and this one becomes a 10. So now we can do it. So 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 1 is 8, guys. And last one, 3 take away 1 is 2. And hence we have 2.85. Good job, guys. Okay, here's another okay looking question. So we're going to do 1,320 divided by 12. There's a nice trick over here, guys. Firstly, you can try and simplify this. I always like to write this as a fraction over 12 and see if I can reduce it. So we ask ourselves, can we divide it by anything? Can we simplify it? Yes, let's try and simplify it by 2 here. So dividing up and down by 2. Let's have a look. What happens here? So actually I don't need to write this. Just divide it by 2 mentally here. So half of 12 will give us 6. And half of this number, well, let me just do it here. So half of 1 you can't do, half of 13. How many 2's go to 13 is a question. Will give us 6, remainder 1. 6, 2 into 12 is 6 again, and 2 into nothing is nothing. So 660. Can we simplify this again? Yes, we can divide up and down by 6 because they look like they're in the 6 times table. So this becomes 1, and divide this by 6, you get 110. So you get 110 divided by 1, which is 110. That's just how I would do it. Okay, next one. Long multiplication. Okay, this is not bad. This is easy actually. So let's have a go. So you pick the first number and you multiply both of them. Shift to the left, pick the next number, multiply again. So 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 7 is going to be 42. Easy. Now that's done. So we cross this out and then just leave a gap here. 4 times 1 is 4, and then 4 times 7 here is going to be 28. And now we just add them up. Okay, so remember this one is a gap, so we don't need to worry about it. So 6 add nothing is 6, 2 add 4 is 6, 4 add 8 is 12, carry the 1, let's put up here, 1 add 2 is 3. And that's it, the answer is 3,000, oops, that's not 3, 3,266. Okay, good stuff, man. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, question 24. 4 sevens plus 5 sevens. Very easy. You just add up the top halves of the fraction because you have common denominators. They're both over 7. So this means 4 plus 5 is 9 over 7. And just to make it look better as a mixed number, how many sevens go into 9? We get 1, remainder 2. So it'd be 1, 2 sevens. So both answers are correct. You could probably use any one. Okay, next one. 20% of 1800 or 1800. So the easy way to do is to find 10% and then double it. So 10% of this number, 1800, you just divide this by 10. So dividing this by 10, you should get 180. And then 20% is just double of this number. So 2 times this value will give us 360. So you can check it by doing long multiplication. You get 2 times nothing is nothing, 2 times 8 is 16, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Okay. 15 times 6.1. Okay, so 2 ways. You could do long multiplication, which I think might be easier. So let's just do it actually. 15 times 6.1. So you treat this like normal. So 1 times 5 is, so ignore the decimal here. So 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 1 is 1. Then move it across. 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. Now you just add them up. So you're going to get 519. And because the decimal place is shifted 1 across, so you just add up how many times it moved. It moved once across, so it'll be here, 91.5. A good way to check is to estimate what's 15 times 6. Well, if you work this out, you should get 90. And then you can see that 90 is close to 91.5, so this is correct. Okay, always good to estimate. Okay, next one. 3 10s take away 120s. So notice how the denominators are different. So all you have to ask yourself, what they have in common? Well, they both, again, the lowest common multiple is 20 for both, so you just have to double this first fraction. If you double it, you're going to get 6 over 20. And yes, now you can take away, because you need to have common denominators. And 6 take away 1 is 5, so 5 over 20. And you know what? You could leave it there or you could simplify it. I would simplify it. So 5 over 20, you can divide them both by 5, you get 1 over 4. So it's a quarter. So 1/4. Oh God, here we go. I was kind of hoping we don't get to see this. So now we're going to do some long division. Alright, so my advice is to put down your list of numbers here in the 29 times table. So you got 29, and if you add another 29, you should get 58. Add another 29, you should get 87. So the trick is to keep going down by 1 and going up by 3. So this would be 111, so 116. So keep going down and keep adding 3. So 14, 17. So I want to go just this far. Now, how many 29 is going to 72? Well, we can see that the highest maximum value is 58. So we can put 58 underneath. And this goes, of course, twice. So subtract these. You can't do 2 take away 8, but you can borrow from the 7. It becomes a 6. So you got 12 take away 8, which is 4. 6 take away 5 is 1. And then you just drop the 5 down. Now, how many 29 is going to 145? So we check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it goes 5 times perfectly, and we can copy the number down because that's what number we want. Take away all these numbers, and we can clearly see we get 0. So your answer is, of course, 25. Okay, good stuff, guys. Let's go. 15% of 440, very easy. So find 10% of this number. So 10%, and then half it to find 5%. So 10% of this number, it means divide by 10, so you're left with 44. 5% is half of this, so that's 22. Then you just add them up to get 15%. So add them up, you get 66. Easy stuff. Okay, and it looks like we're back for another long multiplication, guys. So how do we do this? So easy steps. So you pick a number 1 and then you just multiply every single digit. Then you move across, times, then choose 3, multiply every digit by 3. Easy. Okay, so let's check it out. So you go 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 7 is 7, 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 6 is 6. Easy. Now we move the digit to the left. So now, all of this was times by 1. Now we're going to times by 3 or 30. So we do 3 times 4, which is 12, carry the 1. 3 times 7 is going to be 21, add 1 is 22, carry the 2. 3 times 5 is 15, 15 add 2 is 17, carry the 1. And lastly, 3 times 6 is going to be 18, and 18 add 1 is 19, so just write the whole thing here. Okay, so it looks okay. Now we just have to literally add all these guys up. So you got any blanks, you can just put zeros there if you want. So 4 add nothing is 4, 7 add 2 is 9, 5 and 2 is 7, 6 and 7 is 13, so carry the 1. So 1 and 9 is 10, carry the 1, and 1 and 1 is 2. So your final answer is 203,794. God, that's a massive number, you know. And it looks about right, you know. I haven't even checked it, but I believe it's right. Just gonna, yep, looks good to me. Let's move on. Okay, question 31. So we got 1 and 4/5 plus 3/10. So the trick is to firstly ignore the whole numbers and make the fractions the same. So 4/5 and 3/10. So you can make them both over 10. And you can do this by doubling this fraction. So 4/5 should become 8/10. Then you just add them up to 3/10. So adding the whole numbers separately, so you got 1, and then you got 8/10 plus 3/10, which is 11/10. And now the idea is to see how many 10s go into 11. Well, it goes once, and you already got 1 here, so it'll be 2 now, and remainder 1, 1/10. So pretty simple, isn't it? So that's going to be it, 2 1/10. Okay, well, still a few more to go, guys. Now once again, long division. So previously, all you have to do is literally keep going up in 43s. So double is 86. Next one would be 129. Add another 43. So it'll be 169, 172. Keep adding 4s here, so it'll be 210. Add 3, 5. Okay, so I'm gonna go just far. So check your maths, see if it makes sense, yeah? Okay, let's start doing our maths now. How many 43s go to 1? You can't do. 11, you can't do. 111, yes. And we can see we can go up to 1 to 86, because you can't go up to here. So you put 86 here and you say twice over. Now let's subtract. So 1 take away 6 you can't do. So we borrow from here. So 11 take away 6 is 5. 0 take away 8 you can't do, so 10 take away 8 is 2. That's it. Now you drop the 8 and you got 258. I'm just going to go over a limb here and say the next number after this is 258. Looks like it. Now how many 43s go to 258? Well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 times. And of course the number is clearly there. Subtract them, you get no remainder. So thank God. So always double check your maths, guys. You always make sure you're adding correctly, yeah? And I'm guessing most time you're supposed to get a whole number. Anyway, the answer is 26. Okay, nice easy one, nice little break. So 3/5 divided by 3. So the way this works, if you're dividing by a whole number, you just find its reciprocal. So it's like saying divide 3/1, or change it to times 1/3. Then just do the math. 3 times 1 is 3, 5 times 3 is 15. Simplify this by dividing 3, you can get 1/5. So the answer is 1/5. Another easy one. So 2/5 times 140, you just do 2 times 140, which is 280, and then you divide it by 5. So you're using long multiplication. 5 divided by 280. How many 5s go into 2? Nothing. How many 5s go into 28? Goes 5 times, remainder 3. 5 into 30 is 6, so 56. So guys, not so bad these questions, yeah. Okay, number 35. So this one again is very easy. So just like the previous question, we need to rewrite this. So firstly, when it comes to subtracting and you got mixed numbers, I always find it easier to rewrite it as improper fraction. So rewrite the first one as an improper. So to do that 1/4, all you have to do is realize that a whole number 1 over 4 is 4 over 4. And you add it to the 1, so you can do 4 times 1 is 1 plus 1 is 5/4. Okay, so 1/4 is like saying whole number 1, which is 4 over 4, add another quarter. That's a whole 1, and add these, you get 5. Now subtract it to 1/3. Now this part we have to find common denominators. So we need to realize that 4 and 3 have a lowest common multiple of, let's see, 12. That makes sense because they're both in the 3's and 4 times table. So to get this first fraction of 12, we need to divide times everything by 3. So the whole thing is going to be 15 over 12. To get 3 to 4, we need to 3 to 12, we need to multiply this whole side by 4. So 1 times 4 is 4 over 12. Okay, now just take a little breather, guys, and realize that this is just simple fractions now. So 15 take away 4, because now you got common denominators, we can take away the top or add it even. 15 take away 4 is 11, so the answer is 11 over 12. Bravo, if you guys got this, then seriously, give you guys a pound of back. Now one more question to go. Okay, so this is easy. So you need to know your BIDMAS rules here. So even though this is the final question, I think this is a very easy one. So BIDMAS, firstly, the rule is if you have brackets first but no brackets. Indices are like powers, but we don't have that, so we can ignore these two. Now, division. So you can see that division comes first. So you should always divide first. And subtraction is here, you do that right at the end. So this means, let's do 42 divided by 6 first. So I'm going to rewrite them here. So 42 divided by 6, what does that give you here? So you should notice that 6 and 42 goes 7 times, so it'll be 7. So 60 take away 7 now is just easy. It's 53. And that's it, guys. It looks like we're done. So this is it with all these kind of questions. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give me a like and please share and also subscribe. You know, the more subscribers I get, the more videos I can produce, because then I have confidence I can do a lot more. And yeah, guys, I mean, overall, I'm glad you guys stay tuned to this one. And of course, I hope to see you guys around for the next videos. And other than that, I shall catch you guys soon and have a great day. Ciao.